Good morning, y'all. It is early, way too early Thursday morning. June 15th, I think, 16, 15, 16. I have a 5:30 flight to the big city of Little Rock, Arkansas. It's gonna be a long day. Stay tuned. All right, so I made it in, got my bag checked, got through TSA, so should be ready to board. I'm ready for it now. And we're boarding. It's kind of exciting. Haven't done this since pre-COVID. It's gonna be a short flight though, an hour to Atlanta. Safety boarded. My window seat. It's time for a nap.
Out of service. The station is still open. However, if you need an elevator
First flight over
baggage claim ground
here in
transportation,
Atlanta.
please exit at T gates.
Waiting on the train so I can get to my next concourse. I'm going to C. I'm at B, so got time. Didn't really get a nap on that one, but it was a quick flight, so all's well. So I'm headed down now to Cleveland, Mississippi, riding across Arkansas, all this beautiful farmland out here. Just taking in the sights. I'm about an hour and some change from my destination. So. Good morning, folks. It's Friday morning. I am in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. It's about 8 o'clock and it's already hot as hell and humid. But here at the National Black Growers Council, their first Model Farm Day of the year at Wink Conyers Farm. They've got 3 buses here, so looks like they're planning for a pretty big crowd. I'm gonna get signed in and registered, and you stay tuned. Alright, so yeah, while waiting on things to get started, just walking around a little bit. This is a John Deere R4023 sprayer. I think this might be Wink's personal sprayer. But then we have some stuff over here that, you know, just different dealerships in the area bought by for display for today's farm day. We got a New Holland sprayer here. Got a New Holland combine, twin rotor, and we got some other equipment down here. A New Holland tractor and a case. If you didn't know it, New Holland and Case, the red and the blue tractors right here, they're made by the same company. And they used to be, and probably still all made in the same factory. So they have a lot of interchangeable parts. So this one on the Case on the right has 340 horsepower. This one here on the left has 410, so it's a little bit bigger. I'd hate to know what those tires right there on the front cost. And then here we have John Deere 8370R. That's 370 horsepower. This one looks like it might be brand new. Oh yeah, she's brand spanking new. And those might be, I see a little wear and tear on them, but yeah, I'm just gonna guess this one right here probably costs around 350, 400,000. Way outside of my budget, but yeah, they got a lot of trucks here. A lot of people up at the shed trying to stay cool. You know, according to my watch, it's already 81 degrees, but it feels a whole lot hotter than that. So I guess that's the humidity. But so yeah, these are the buses we're gonna be taking. Hopefully the AC's blasting in them. But, yeah, so I think we'll get started here in a little bit. It's 8:15. Fully get started about 8:30. So 15 minutes we should be getting ready to load up, I guess. All right.
Thank you. Thank y'all for letting us be a part of this. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna share a few of our varieties on our Extend Flex side. Most of you know Extend Flex is gonna have tolerance to glyphosate, glyphosate, and dicamba. Sorry, this is my first time doing this probably. The first one I'm going to share with you is our NK44J4 XFS. Last year it was one of our top beans. We had it in just about every plot, and it stood out. It was about 75 to 80 bushel average. It's a little bit shorter bean, so it's not going to get but about knee high. It's a bushy plant, and it just stacks up with pods. It stood out last year, and we got a lot of acres planted this year. You can plant just about anywhere from your heavy soils to your sandy soils, light soils, anything. It's just overall good bean. Another one was our NK45P9XF. The main thing about this one is it was good on buckshot, heavy gumbo acres. A lot of guys are planting it around here on that gumbo soil, heavy. It's a little bit taller than the 44J4, but it yielded a little bit lower, but it's still right there with it. The last one I got is a 48H3 XFS. It's one of our newer ones. It's got the STS trait with it, so you can spray your sulfonylurea chemicals on it. We don't know a whole lot about it. This is the first year it's been in plots, so hopefully it's going to be a good one. Turn it over to Brian.
You know, for a young man that's in college, that was his first speaking engagement. You know, I think we need to encourage our college kids. You know, so, he kind of got his feet to the fire there a little bit, but I think he did a good job for us.
What you talking
When
about?
I fly this, I can actually go and map it out on the software. I can map it out, and then when I hit start, it takes off, flies the field, come back, and lands right there where it starts.
Let's say you do that.
Well, that'll take me a little while to do. No, I mean it will.
I know. I just have fun with
So I can update this in the morning before I leave the house, and when I get to the field, the FAA has already got an update that I got to download when I get to the field. When I put this in the air, it'll beep at me. It knows that that plane is right here, and I've got to yield to any manned aircraft.
Are there any questions?
Yeah, so you flying at 300 feet.
Well, our ceiling's 400, so I fly at 3.
Okay.
I can fly at 100 or 200 and get even better accuracy. But the images, so if I fly a field like this 50-acre field, it may take 400 pictures. If I fly it down at 100 feet, it may need to take 2,500 pictures. So that's why I use the 3.
Are there any additional questions? Comments?
So you can see on here, you can't see, but I got the camera on there, so I'm gonna. All right, yep. Update. Well, it's got an update to do because I didn't know I was
So
gonna.
why you doing that with this bag? I'll tell everybody a little bit of my rights. Come on, man, Taylor.
I don't know.
All right, so the model farm day is over, and so still hanging around Pine Bluff for a little while. Got a couple hours for my flight leaves. So we're here now at the Arkansas River Rice Mill. It's the only rice mill that's owned by blacks in the country. Belongs to some friends of mine, PJ Haney and Billy Bridgeforth. So about to get a little tour of a rice mill. This should be interesting. So first time at a rice mill, don't really know much about rice other than it tastes good. So.
14 bins, and then we have 10 bins on the inside. Super brick drives you see up front, drying the rice, stamping it, storing it, and then running it to the mill. The rice is then transferred over to by that boot drag at the top. You see those 2 day bins inside the mill, and they'll feed the mill for processing everything on the inside. This mill was constructed new in 2016, 15 and 16 by a group of Argentinians. They were farming here in Pine Bluff. They built this facility. They operated for 18 months and they decided they wanted to go back to Argentina. We're not sure of all the demographics and really doesn't matter why. We started looking at it last year and the Lord allowed us to close on it in December. The Haney family, the Bridgeforth family, y'all met Billy Bridgeforth earlier. He's a farmer from North Alabama. He had to get back to the farm. We purchased this mill. And the most important thing, just as important as the mill, is the team that you have out behind you. So ladies first, April Adams, Rachel Gregg, Mr. Ron Bales, Jared Jones, and a whole slew of others inside the mill. So I know it's hot. We're going to go inside. The mill was built on a process system for vertical using 3 stories. Most of the rice comes in on the 3rd floor and it comes down and processes, goes back up and is reprocessed again. So we got a few steps, if you don't mind, just a little exercise today. But we're hoping to show you exactly what we do here, how rice is brought in, is sorted, is processed. And I think we're running brown rice today. To my ignorance, because I hadn't been around rice all my life, I learned something. You know, a lot of people thought that chocolate milk come from a brown cow and white milk come from a white cow, but rice is not that same. All of your rice, when you knock your husk off of it, you have your brown rice. Then when you mill your rice, you take your bran off it. It's kind of like running sandpaper over the kernel. Then you get your white rice. The byproducts we have from that are your rice hulls and your rice bran. These are our byproducts right behind us with those tall wood trucks load out with byproducts. And that rice hulls are ground for cattle feed. Bran is also a feed ingredient. So pretty much everything is used from the rice product. Young lady here who's with UAPB, we got talking on the bus. She's working on a project using rice hulls for biochar, for fertilizer. So everything can be used. Most of the hulls are ground for cattle feed though, and even whole hulls are used in poultry operations. So just wanted to make sure I just took this opportunity to show anybody who want to see the mill, learn a little bit about it, introduce you to the team, and welcome you inside. We got a little construction project going on the first floor. We're building a break room. We'll just walk on through and kind of talk. When we get up on the second floor, it is a little noisy, so we're going to control and maybe to get a little quiet, answer some questions, but I want you to see and understand and kind of see what we're doing over here, okay? All right, come on, let's go. Any questions that you may have? And thank you.
So there were some more byproducts. Mr. PJ mentioned byproducts. So we had, when we come through the mill, there's a milling process where we, it's a brewer's product, which is all the white or damaged product and the real small screenings, the real fine product. That's a brewer's product. It's to be made, I think some breweries use it and some pet food industry uses it. So in our bins here, the first two on the west side, that's where that product goes. It's separated in the mill. So when we get up there, we'll show you all the screeners. Just think that's where they go. And then there's a process of grading cylinders where it takes the bigger broken pieces out, and it's called brokens or second heads. A lot of flour mills and whatnot uses that product. Right now, what we're milling, and then these 6 bins are fancy or the whole grain. Typically we do 4% broken, but right now we're doing a mill run product, so the second heads and the fines is with that product, so we're just pushing it all to get mixing it all together. So when we get in the mill, that's where it ends up, and that's a little bit of a process. So when we get to the second floor, we'll go all the way to the end, and we'll kind of talk about a little bit on the third floor, and then we can go to the control center and any questions from there. Let's not wander off under the field.
that recline after that machine. Just like that bottom cylinder up there. That's what I call irrigation green. Red, white, then you know, all the colors going on. Pretty impressive.
So while I'm taking my slow meandering ride back to not Pine Bluff, but Little Rock to the airport, passing the John Deere dealership, and hey, I got time. Let's take a little look around, see what they got on the yard for sale. Maybe I'll buy me a lottery ticket before I get there at the airport and hit the Mega Millions out of Powerball. I can come back and buy some of this stuff. 38 sprayer. Yeah, I have fields that are so small that I couldn't even turn that thing around here. S790. This is one of the biggest combines that John Deere is making right now. I don't even know. Brand new. They probably like $500,000-$600,000. Give or take. Like the foot peg, so you can rest your feet on it when you're going through the field harvesting. We got 4 of these here, and then you got some red junk. I mean, Case IH combines, red junk. 8250s. Those are fairly new. The John Deere dealerships, so obviously whoever had them before got smart and traded them for something green. So let's just climb up here and see if it's open. Spider webs. Nope, they got them locked. Yeah, it's a little bit used. Just a clean grain tank. So all these new combines have it where the grain hopper extensions close up, which is neat, so that rain doesn't get down in there, and it makes them convenient to transport down the road as well as store. The first combine I ever had was a John Deere 4400, and these rear tires are bigger than the front tires that combine had on it. We'll just do a circle around. Yeah, if money wasn't no object, I'd definitely buy one of these. They got cameras on the back of them. All 4 of the John Deeres. It's amazing. Some John Deeres. I don't know if those are brand new that they're putting together or if they're just here to be worked on. Ooh, cotton picker. Is that a 770? The newest one they have out is like just over $1 million list price. Let's see. No, that was not brand new. I see some paint missing, so it's been in the field. It's a CP690. Still pretty new. Yeah, you won't find many of them for less than $400,000. They can pick some cotton. That looks like a brand new combine right there. All the stickers and stuff in from the factory. They're getting it ready for harvest. Yeah. 9670. I got a friend in Georgia that just bought one of these. They're cutting wheat with it now, trying to get finished up. Debating, do I want a 9670 or a 9770? It's a big machine. This is a grain platform, harvest wheat, rice, oats, barley, soybeans, grain sorghum. All of it, they're pretty versatile. This is a Draper 735, so it's got this belt in here, and the belt feeds it to the center, and then it kicks it into the feeder house. Yeah. And John Deere 8R310. It's got 310 horsepower. That was brand new. I could use that. The tractor, not the payments. This is a big old air seeder. Don't know a whole lot about them. They don't have these in my area, but I'm guessing that one's probably at least 30 feet, 40 feet wide. The seeds go in the big yellow hopper there on the back, and then it just, each row has a line to it, and the seeds are blown to each row. And here's another one of those Draper headers, 35 footers. Yeah, that's a brand new S790. Got some tillage equipment here. This is a vertical tillage tool. These have gotten popular past 5 years or so, I guess. Because you can pull them a whole lot faster than you can a regular old disc harrow, and you can change the pitch, the angle on the gangs. You have the cylinder here, so you can change that pretty much on the go, and they do a real good job of leveling and stuff. It takes a lot of horsepower because you're pulling these across the field like 7-8 miles an hour, so, but they do a good job. Out of equipment. Check out this combine up here. Tractor, that's it. So what do we have here? Oh, another S790. So these are pretty popular out here, I guess. I mean, for the size farms and fields they have out here, I mean, it's way different than what we have back home. But yeah, the house sitting back there, so it has these belts on here that feed whatever the crop is to the center. Then the center belt feeds it in, and then that drum right there with the fingers on it kicks it into the feeder house, and it goes up into the combine. I'm just guessing from the big old tires that are on here, these wide flotation tires on the front, this is probably going into rice fields, whatever, because yeah, the rice fields are flooded and they could be a little soft. You know, shouldn't be at a hard time, but they can be. So these big tires help lower the compaction and spread the machine's weight across a bigger area, and no telling how much these tires cost. Hey,
Can we help you?
no, just riding by. Got the equipment.
Okay.
Yeah. About what does a brand new rig like this right clay cost? About $750, $800?
I don't know. Really not that much.
Oh. Okay.
You in the market or?
No, I was down here for a. So if you've never been to the Delta and seen how they irrigate, I mean, they have some center pivot systems like we have in the Carolinas, but most of the land out here is so flat and wide open and stuff. They do furrow irrigation out here. So each row of beans, or corn, cotton, whatever, is up on a bed. And so then the water runs from one end of the field to the other. When it gets to the other end of the field, they shut the water off. So yeah, they use these, they call them poly pipes. And so they have computer programs that, you know, takes into account the size of the field, the scope of the field, all that kind of stuff, the crop. And it literally tells them what size hole to poke where in this poly pipe, so the water gets to the end of the field at the same time, so it doesn't overwater one area of the field and underwater the other area. So yeah, it's pretty neat. Definitely lower cost, lower maintenance than a pivot system. So yeah, that's how they do it out here in the Delta. Good morning, everyone. Well, yes, this is the same shirt I had on yesterday. It's on my flight from Little Rock, Decatur, Arkansas. It was delayed because the high temperatures outside caused brakes on the plane to be extra hot, and it took too long to cool down, so we had to sit at the gate for them to cool off, and then they had to be inspected, and so flight ended up leaving an hour and a half, almost 2 hours late, which caused me to miss my connecting flight. So when I got to Atlanta, there were no more flights. We were landing in Atlanta. My flight to Charleston was actually taken off. So I spent the night in the airport. All the good drinks were taken, so I ended up resting on a hard wood bench at one of the restaurants here. And the resting is a interesting word because that's not what I did. I tossed and turned all night. So I have finally checked in on my flight, which takes off in less than an hour. I'm tired. I'm ready to go home. This is not how my weekend is supposed to go. Okay. All right. Make it to everybody soon. Well, back here in sunny South Carolina, back where I started, Charleston International Airport. Got my luggage finally. It took forever, but I'm about to find a Chick-fil-A and I'm going home to take a nap. Thanks for watching. Make sure y'all subscribe. See you next time.